Hey everyone, good morning. It is morning here, morning right now anyway. Gather around, come on in, have a seat. Thanks for checking in this morning, for stopping by. I got ready to start this discussion, and I'm sitting here. I'm thinking, okay, I'm all ready to go, and I didn't have my coffee. I didn't have my coffee, so I had to run back in the house and get some coffee. But there's still some there. So if you get a cup, you can pour yourself some and join me this morning. Let's get a sip. I hope you're able to sit for just a few minutes. Hope you don't have to run off. I know it's Thursday. We got a lot to do. We want to be real productive today so we can finish up our week. But just have a seat. Just kind of relax for just a little bit. Let's just catch our breath, if you will. It's been a busy week. So let's catch our breath. We'll get going here in just a moment. But, as you are aware, today marks the 24th anniversary of the 9/11 attacks by the Islamic terrorists on our country. And as I sit here, as we talk together, my thoughts and my prayers go out to the families who lost loved ones on that day, as well as to all of those who survived those moments and the days that followed, and all the emergency personnel that were a part of bringing everything back from the abyss. And so our thoughts and prayers are with all those folks. Just that amen, right? And then of course yesterday with the assassination of Charlie Kirk, it just brings to the forefront the evil that is in the world today. And the evil one has control of this world. It seems like the prince of darkness. But know this, that even though it's chaotic, the Lord is still in control. And I don't understand it all, but that's where my faith and trust is, and I pray yours is there as well. Okay, today's big idea: when Jesus forgives and transforms, our response should be worship and witness. So think about that. When Jesus forgives us, when he transforms our life, how should we respond? What should we do? In verse 25, Luke chapter 5, that's where we're camped out this week. Starting in verse 17, I'm going to conclude with verse 26. But today we're reading Luke chapter 5, verse 25. And this is after the man who was paralyzed had his sins forgiven, and Jesus gives him the command, take up your mat and walk. And verse 25 says, immediately he stood up in front of them, took what he had been lying on, and went home praising God. So this once paralyzed man felt left carrying his mat as proof of God's work in his life. He leaves where he's at and he has the mat with him. And it proves that, I was using this just a few minutes ago, and God was at work in his life, and his healing and his forgiveness, remember they were together, led him to glorify God publicly. He left praising the Lord. So when we think about, and here's something that we can take with us today, when we think about it, forgiveness isn't just about our freedom from guilt. We don't have to feel guilty because we've been forgiven. But what forgiveness does, it leads us to a new life of gratitude and praise. But for the grace of God go I, right? And we see God's forgiveness in our own life, and it causes us to be grateful, and it causes us to praise the one who has forgiven us. Our changed lives become a testimony to others of the power of Jesus in our life. And so our challenge then from all this is that we need to take time today to thank Jesus out loud. We need to thank the Lord out loud for his forgiveness, and to look for a way to share our story with someone else. We just don't keep it to ourselves, but we're so grateful. We're so thankful. We just can't keep it inside. We've got to let it out. And And we can do it joyfully, and that's how we should do it, and do it lovingly. Okay, before we go, this is what we need to think about. A forgiven life is a praising life. Gratitude is the natural response to grace. When we have received grace and we have accepted the grace, our natural response is to be grateful for the grace because we did not deserve it at all. So a forgiven life is a praising life. Have you been forgiven? Are you praising? If you're not praising, have you really accepted the forgiveness that God offers in His grace? Okay, folks, that is it for Thursday. Let's take this coffee together. Remember, you're tuned in to Coffee with Wes for Thursday, September the 11th, 2025. See you again real soon, and bye for now.